he made about Anthony Davis and LeBron. And what did he say a couple of weeks back? Those boys, meaning the Clippers, those boys did not want to be in that bubble. So they're up against, Doc's up against that his whole team doesn't want to be there. In the end, there was that flashpoint with the Bucks and the game that they decided not to play, and the Clippers voted along with the Lakers. We want out, except the Lakers didn't really want out. LeBron just wanted everybody to come up to his room afterwards and say, LeBron, we can't do this. We need you, big guy.
There you go. See, well, there you go.
And the Clippers truly wanted to leave. They were ready to go
So why would
home.
they want to leave? Why would they want to leave? Why not win a championship? You're right there. You one of the handful of teams that still have an opportunity to win a championship. What you fight for, what everybody tells me they seem to play for, is a championship. And it's right there on the precipice. And you're like, nah, I'm good.
So they had one injury after another. Patrick Beverly pulled his calf. And I know you have no respect for him. You think he's just an empty trash talker.
No, I got respect for him, but let's not try to make him seem like he Isaiah Thomas or Magic Johnson.
But they didn't have him for the longest time. And all of a sudden, remember, they only had their top 10 players together for 11 regular season games. It's wrong. You can't get right that way. And so then they run into a Nuggets team that obviously has some ability, but as Marcus Morris said just yesterday, we were better than that team.
No, you weren't.
Yes, they were way better.
Skip, if you're going to say one game, if the Nuggets beat them one game, like you have to do in football, okay, Skip, I will give you that. Skip, you don't get lucky and beat someone 4 times. There's no way that happens.
They were clearly better to go up 3-1. If you watched the first 4 games, you said, this is a mismatch. If you watched the first closeout game, you say mismatch because they got up 15. If you watched the second closeout game, which was game 6, they got up 19. The Clippers are flexing Clippers muscles. It's why the odds makers made them bigger favorites from game to game over Denver than your team was up over Denver.
What you're saying is the equivalent of saying the Yankees were a better team than the Red Sox because they got up 3-0. Well, you lost the next 4. So how can you say you better if you can't win one game of the next 4? How can you say you're better when you can't win one game of the next 3? Skip, how do you beat somebody 3 times and you're better than them?
Did the Yankees blow 8-0 leads in the closeout game?
They blew 3-0 lead.
Okay. No, I'm talking about each game to game. Were they up 8-9 in those games?
Skip, it's a game within the game. All you have to do is win one. That lets you know, Skip, when you get that big of a lead and you can't hold it, the other team is better.
Okay. So obviously the Clippers, as we saw in the big bombshell report yesterday in The Athletic, became a troubled team. But they were also a better team than your team.
Well, Skip, how can you be better and troubled at the same time? I thought chemistry was a big part.
Well, so they didn't have time, and it helped LeBron to have been there for 1 year with the Lakers. AD was new, but LeBron was not new last year.
Skip, here's the thing. Just because you're a favorite doesn't mean you're going to win. It just means the odds maker says, you know what? Looking at what we're looking at their team and the talent level, looking at the other team and the talent level, we believe this team should be favored. Skip, favorites don't win you no games. Playing win you games. And when the rubber needed to meet the road, when it became crunch time, all those dogs and all those mentally tough players that you said and all the other analysts said that were on the Clippers, they folded like a banquet chair at the end of the night. They folded game after game after game. And yet somehow you come to the conclusion that they were better than the Lakers when all they had to do was win one game and they could have saw the Lakers.
They clearly geared their whole year. They targeted the Lakers from game 1 when they beat your butts at Staples. They come up out of the basement and beat your butts in game 1 and then on Christmas Day in game 2 against this team.
How can I target being a senior if I can't pass freshman classes? You got to target where you are at this moment. You can't look ahead.
Well, obviously they were looking ahead.
And obviously they were looking at what happened.
And obviously they were playing a dangerous team that could get just crazy hot from 3.
We cooled them off, though.
Yeah,
we cooled them off.
Yeah, I think AD cooled them off with a Kobe shot.
Hold on, tell me.
Kobe!
Skip, do you remember game 5? Are we not going to talk about game 5?
I don't know. You can talk about whatever you want
When he told Chris Haynes, what he told Chris Haynes? I'm ending this tomorrow. I'm ending this tomorrow. Watch.
And then just watch what happened, which led to game 1 against the Miami Heat, who somehow made it to the NBA Finals as the 5th seed in the East.
It happens.
You got another huge break, and then you got break upon break upon break, because in game one, I still cannot believe this happened. The Heat were on a roll, obviously, against Boston. They looked like a team to be reckoned with because they had chemistry, they had togetherness and unity that the Clippers did not have. And right on schedule in game one, meant to be, thank you, basketball gods, thank you, injury gods, Goran Dragic, their leading playoff scorer, down and out. Bam, heart and soul of the team, the difference maker on that team, out.
Skip, they weren't beating us.
Huh. And Bam was never the same. He came back and tried to play with some kind of a shoulder.
Last game he had like 25 and 10. Yeah, Bam was just fine.
He never
Skip,
looked right.
Skip, but here's the thing. Look at this. Kawhi got his second ring how? You believe if KD is healthy, Kawhi's getting that second ring? Are they going to beat the Golden State Warriors if KD is 100% healthy? Skip, that's a part of it.
Yep, okay. I'll give you that. He got big breaks.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he made the luckiest shot I've ever seen, especially to win a playoff game.
Well, Skip.
And it was game 7.
You remember was that game 6 when Isaiah basically bent his ankle over backwards? He still scored, I think, 35 in the third quarter?
Yeah,
and then
I was there.
And he tried to come back and play game 7. It was over.
Yep.
Magic Johnson hurting his hamstring. Skip, injuries are a part of the game. You understand that. And that's what I'm saying. And I prefaced it. And I don't like to, put a caveat if they stay healthy. But, Skip, this is unprecedented. Normally, we don't see the best player at age 36 starting to lead a dynasty. No, if LeBron was, 32, I say Skip is 100%, they're going to become a dynasty. But I tell you what, AD got that taste in his mouth, and he knows what it's like. He wants more of it. He's made it abundantly clear. I love that feeling. I want another meme of me crying, looking like that crying Jordan or that one that Nate face planted. I want that. Skip, you in trouble. Because everybody that said AD wasn't that dog, everybody said that AD couldn't do it. He done done it on the big stage. You in trouble.
What adversity did your team really run into? Where were you pressed? Where were you pushed?
The bubble.
Where did you have to reach down and suck it up and gut it out and show that dog?
We did all up. Didn't we lose game 1 to Portland?
No.
Didn't we lose game 1 to Houston?
Yep.
Okay, then that's how we got to dig down. And we got it.
Portland was a sub 500 8 seed. Way to go.
Hold on.
Sub 500.
Everybody told Skip.
37 and
Let
45.
that sink in for a second. We had the best record in the Western Conference. We got 2 of the top 5 players in the NBA. And there were so many people that said, pick Portland. From Charles Barkley to a lot of other guys, I don't need to get in their name.
Not me.
Picked Portland to beat this team.
I picked a sweep. Lakers sweep.
But you also said this is going to be LeBron's toughest task. This is the greatest 8 seed ever assembled.
Nope, I did not say that.
But guess what? Dispatched them. And then we came up to who? Houston. Oh, you love the beard. Oh, you love Russ. And man, Skip Bayless was doing one-handed push-ups and handstands when they lost game 1 to the Rockets. And I told you, what'd he do? Russ started celebrating and rocking the baby.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop, done. And Jamal Murray, remember Jamal Murray hit that shot and started celebrating?
I'm glad you brought up the Rockets, because I will go to my grave saying this. It's 1-1 going to game 3. And in the off day before game 3, Mike D'Antoni faithfully talked about Daniel House as blossoming. This is the quote from Mike D'Antoni. He is blossoming into one of the better players in the league on defense and offense. Against Oklahoma City, this is Daniel House's games that he had against Oklahoma City. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 15 and 10, 21 and 6. Game 2 against the Lakers, he was 13 and 5. He was a key cog for the Rockets. And when they got to the building, to the arena that night, to get ready to go on the floor and play a pivotal, crucial turning point game 3 with your team, they were informed that Daniel House had violated the quarantine. You know the story. And they had to send him home.
Well, it
wrecked the psyche of the Rockets.
It's not our fault a grown man can't control his hormones. Okay, it happened. You remember the Raiders?
It's another huge break.
Skip, you remember the Raiders and Barrett Brooks?
I was there. I covered the team.
Exactly. So,
he went literally south to Tijuana.
Yeah, exactly.
Right before the Super Bowl, night before.
Stanley Wilson did the same thing against the 49ers. Skip, things like that happen. You have to...
Eugene Robinson did it before a game against you guys, right?
It's not our fault.
Yep. okay?
So-
but it's a great break, and you got every break all along. It's like the basketball god said, you know what? We got to give LeBron one break.
Do you have to capitalize on that break?
Yep, you
Because
do.
we've seen teams that have breaks and not capitalize on those.
Yep.
So what role did we capitalizing on that play into that?
You did. You took care of business, as you should have taken care of.
you.
And LeBron was a great bubble leader. He kept everybody
Stop
together.
saying bubble leader.
Because he smelled blood.
He's a
But
leader.
all of a sudden, I'm hearing dynastic talk from Laker Nation because we got better. We won free agent. You did not win because you lost way too much in
No, we
free
didn't.
agent. You lost playoff Rondo. He was clearly your third most valuable player
Okay.
through that playoff run.
Yes.
You lost Dwight Howard, who gave you edge and physicality you did not have. You lost JaVale McGee, who gave you length and energy
did.
that you will not
Yes.
have next
Yes.
year. You lost Avery Bradley, who, again, he didn't go to the bubble, but man,
Okay.
you want to talk about 3-and-D going forward? If you still had him, I'd say, uh-oh.
no.
And you lost Danny Green, and look what happens wherever Danny Green goes. Rings happen
Hold
in
on,
San
time out.
Antonio, Toronto, LA.
Hold on, tell about Skip.
You lost
I
Danny
need you to
Green.
stop this.
Yep.
First of all, when he's in San Antonio, they got 3 Hall of Famers with him, so that's not a shame.
He set the finals record for threes made in 2013.
Okay.
Yep.
And he goes to the Raptors, and you tell me they catch the breaks or breaks. Kevin Durant is not there to begin with, and then when he comes in, he tears his Achilles, and then Klay Thompson goes down. So they catch the break or breaks, and then he goes and pairs with 2 top 5 players, and now you all of a sudden you giving Danny Green the same amount of credit you're giving AD and LeBron.
Do you feel the same way?